All right, chat. Hopefully they send out notifications this time. If they don't, we just gonna have to rock out with all 80 y'all.
Yo, come on, man.
Man, you know how they do people on here sometimes, man.
I didn't get a noti, yo.
You didn't get one?
No, I got the first one.
Let me see if I got a notification.
My God, man.
No, we good. I think we good. We good.
You got one?
No. Trying to be positive.
Hold on. The rest of the class is coming in now.
Yeah, I'll be class late.
Chat. Why? Yo, why is it a 144p, man?
No, it's 40. Yo, you good?
Bro, I can't with this site, bro. You know how they come on, man. All right. What up, Juba? All right.
Yo, hold on. Oh, I can tell you got different energy. You used to do the green screen background. I see your background now. You just letting shit fly now. Fuck you just different.
Ricky.
Why you trying to embarrass me, beloved?
Ricky.
Man, we trying to make this shit like a movie now. Let's get it. Come on, man.
Looking kind of shaky.
Oh, hold on.
It might be.
Wait a minute.
It might have been a bad idea. We should have maybe. We should have maybe rocked out, man.
They're saying lag, yo.
Lag? Ain't no lag. Who lagging?
Hold on, let me look. I didn't see lag when I was watching.
Yo, I can't play the video. Video keeps stopping.
No, I don't see no lag.
Yo, y'all gotta go. If y'all can deal with 1440, go to 720. Yo, this shit, you know? What's 100 seconds?
Thank you.
What's 113 seconds ago?
Is it lagging now, though? Okay,
I don't have lag on my end.
All right.
Ain't get a noti yet.
No noti and plus lag. We in for a good show today. Let's not even waste any goddamn time. Is there any like random thing that y'all wanted to talk about before we got to the game and stuff?
Yeah.
Fuck Call of Duty.
Oh, fuck Call of Duty. Why?
Because I'm trash. That's why. No, I'm just.
Yeah, that's fucking
Savad, he was crouch walking. Like Savad is really a nude. Like
you didn't have to say all that though. Like
I had to tell everybody. Like I'm watching him in the Discord, and he is like crouch walking. Like, and I'm like, yo.
Well, at that point, I didn't have ninja.
You still be doing it though.
Listen, I had to break the habit.
He was, bro. Whenever you play COD, like the new players or the scary players are always crouch walk everywhere, like it's hardcore. That's how. What is this beat? Let me get up out of here. So you
Man,
know,
it's better since I got ninjas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I get my you know what I'm saying, my camp on. You know what I'm saying.
You know, it's crazy. They said they took out stopping power because it was a crutch perk. The game is not playable without ninja. If you go into a hardcore match, everybody in the lobby, in the entire lobby, is using ninja. If you go out to a regular core match, most of the entire lobby is using ninja. You can't play the game without ninja. You'd be a fool.
Say so said I play like somebody's little brother. That's so disrespectful.
You play like you just learned how. Like, you know, like when people first sit down, like they get in the corner and they just start doing like this. Their camera be up here, and then he just got shot.
Yo. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
That's ridiculous.
All right, and then Flip is gonna force me to play League Play. I don't really want to play League Play, but I figured I'd dabble in there. It's only 4v4. They got rules though. Like there's no ghosts, there's no silencers, there's, you know what I mean. You can't hide.
League Play was the shit in Black Ops 2.
It was different level. All right, but you know, I'll dabble. My nerd
because you couldn't be a noob. You couldn't camp and use ghosts. You couldn't use those perks. You couldn't use those certain weapons either, man. Like I used to play that shit heavy on Black Ops 2 too. Like, cause remember a lot of the shit we complained about, you couldn't use certain sights on certain guns.
Yeah, it's so like that right now.
Yeah. They have new restrictions that they put out the day after. And even more stuff you're not allowed to use. And it does seem like since they've introduced league play, that there's the matchmaking is a little bit different. I'm not saying they fix skill-based matchmaking, but I feel like something's a little different. It could just be the people that was hosting and survived.
You didn't even have to do that, man.
So in the Discord, we have our designated hosts. You know what I'm saying? Basically, whoever got the lowest stats host the games. So people like Savad, Jubug, Big Dividends.
That's crazy.
Carter. Well, you know, we that's pretty much what we gotta do.
You just name dropped us like Pusha T. That's crazy.
Hey, look, I already told people I ain't above reverse boosted. I'll say at the beginning of the podcast where most people want to. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
So that means you getting on with me and Flip after the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I don't league play. You gonna be in there?
Nah, I don't know if he definitely wasn't talking about playing league play with me.
He might have been.
We gonna lose every game.
Flip's so toxic, yeah.
Flip is very toxic.
Dude was in the lobby talking about how he like. So he was this dude. He's just like, yo, my thing is aquatic safe and all that. I'm like, what is dude talking on the other team? Then he said, I've had 6 fish down me. Flip just turned his mic on. He said, yo, you a fish killer. And then Flip just starts saying stuff that I can't say live.
No, Flip. When I was in when we played in my court, I had to tell Flip, I was like, yo, my people ain't here. They don't do that. They gonna block you. Like, be careful. Flip be going crazy.
It's aquatic safe. I was like, what is? Yeah, because when you get in the lobby, like you get the tail end of conversation. Dude said it was aquatic safe. Like, what are you talking about? Is aquatic safe? What type of time is you on? You can tell when you get in the lobby and the team gonna be annoying. You can tell when you get in the lobby just by the way some people talk that they gonna be trash.
Yeah, so if I've had a contract with Bigo, I can't invite none of y'all motherfuckers into my stream.
No, you can't invite yourself because talking about Bigo, you used an expletive right there.
Oh, fuck.
Bigo. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even get on fucking Bigo. Look, I just fucked it up again. Anyways.
I need to donate to the swear jar, sir.
That shit crazy. Chase sold on Trey's stream, by the way, last week. He really fucking sold him. He started cursing, started swearing, knowing that he's not supposed to.
Nah, that wasn't.
Told him he had to do it over.
It wasn't just him.
Him and Suave
in here.
I'm professional as fuck.
Yeah, Suave be having me crying. Chase streaming something. Suave said, "Get the fucking shit, man."
I think I calmed down, y'all. I used to wild the fuck out. No, I still do.
Man,
I just have my
damn, that's number 7.
What? What I do? What I do? What's 7 number what?
All right, man. All right, man. I gotta turn off the settings now on here because they gonna review this thing. Big shout out to Raekwon Williams with the big crazy 50, and we gonna need that because Ricky in here losing his damn mind. I got to turn the ads off on this video, man. Thanks.
You don't have to turn ads off.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Man, cut that shit out, man. You
gotta space it out. You got all
right, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got bitches throwing they fucking animals across the room, man. We good. We good on this side, yo.
Twitch is about to be on that type of time too, man. They
man.
told you can't say that.
Man, I'll gunload a bunch of fucks and bitches in that shit. Let them shits fly, man.
Wow.
Cut that shit out, yo.
You don't talk like that on Facebook, though. You don't do that on Facebook, so why you doing it now?
You know, that's different. I'm married, have a little game on Facebook. That's different.
No, you're not doing that here. I need
that's
you.
Different.
Whoever put out a thumbs up,
hold on.
You spamming emotes that ain't mine. Get him
out of here. And you know they gonna stuff you out, man.
No, your name, you look mad. Your name looks super sus. I can't see that, yo. Should look disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know. If it ain't my emails, don't spam them, bro. You can't do that in here.
No, what's crazy is you got these rules now, but wasn't you like saying certain things when me and Raunchy be live on Facebook and Twitch? Don't say
give me some credit though. I always ask. I say, are we on Facebook or Twitch right now? If you say we're on Facebook, I'll be like, all right. If you say we're on Twitch, yeah, you going crazy. Pretend we on Facebook for the next 15 minutes, man.
I'll pretend we on Bigo. Let's go.
No, what?
I see somebody on that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what she's doing? She had no teeth. Crazy.
Ricky.
She was like, yo, man, follow my Bigo. She had no teeth, yo.
Ricky.
Sad, yo.
Ricky, why? Why did you do it?
You said, thank you for my donation. That shit was crazy, yo. Shorty was wild, and her shit was right. It was right next to Trey's stream. I said, "Dang, that's crazy."
Yeah. They had Trey like you get on YouTube and like you watching the video, and then they had like the people on the side, like people on Trey's side. I was like, "Yo, who?" And
You're like, "Who?"
This the company you keep, Trey? This your platform?
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm gonna spit my water out.
Yeah, send me text messages when I installed that app.
Yo, you seen the messages that above?
Said,
Ricky haven't seen him that long. I'm like, yo,
you want to meet up? I'm like,
yeah, they was going crazy. I had the app for like 5 minutes.
You're not gonna scam
I was like,
me.
dang.
That's how they end up on 90 Day Fiance playing on Bigo. On Bigo, you know what I'm saying? Somebody from Tunisia get ready to send you a message. Next thing you know, you responding. Next thing you know, you over there, and y'all getting married. Now you on TV.
Now you big Ed.
Now you big Ed.
You're a demon.
Yo, when Facebook told me I couldn't sign into Bigo using Facebook, because that was crazy.
Like it's crazy how some dudes end up on there. You be on Facebook, and you get the messages. Hey, Facebook, there be straight up like porn on there at this point, porn accounts. But then it just be sometimes it ain't. Sometimes it's real people, but they just be overseas and they send you a friend request. Me, I hit decline. Some of the other dudes, hey, looks like a lovely person. They message them back. Next thing you know what I'm saying? You somewhere else.
I thought it was a sub who followed me from there too. Next thing you know, the message in my DM said, "Hey, look at what I found," and it was like another Instagram link. I said, "You trying to hack me, man?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, you about to get your account taken.
Fished. You know what I'm saying? Beat his ass. Let me go ahead and hit next.
All right, you just cursed, man.
Ass is an animal.
Yeah. So is bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, GMG episode 235, returning from last week because we had a short show, is Go. I am Survive.
What's up? Oh, don't do that, man. Hello, you know what I'm saying? Survive. You know what I'm saying? We chilling today. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Rod is the shoe guy. He's showing me shoes I ain't never even seen before.
Can I show my shoes on screen or not?
So go ahead and show them. You know what I'm saying? The floor is yours, brother.
You know what I'm saying? We got these Aunt Pearl 12s right here. You can't see them because my lighting situation is ass. But let's see if that helps. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Got these all pink boys. You know what I'm saying? Then we got these, these hair 2.0s right here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you own a pair of Jordan 6 rings?
Hell no. don't ever disrespect me like that. Don't do that. Don't do that no more.
Them joints is trash. Those are fire. No, like the other ones are fire, but 6 rings, yo.
6 rings is the worst shoe that Jordan's ever made.
I don't know, man. I just seen.
Oh no, I'm talking about like
the mold.
Jordan.
Yeah,
I got you.
Jordan's is a cross between fake dubs and fake 11s, yo. 6 rings.
I hate the dub zeros too, but that's just me.
I like the first pair. I remember because dudes was wearing fake Jordans when I was in high school. Like you would go,
the SpongeBob dubs?
They would have, I don't know how it is in y'all area, but
SpongeBob Jordans.
Yeah, I see. Yes, like they would have like an annual like gathering at an amusement park, and that's when everybody would try to look their best, and you see dudes with the fake Jordans on. And they
you ever see the Jordans with a dude taking a jump shot instead of dunking a ball?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then like 2007 or 8, they started making Jordans with colorways that looked like the fake ones. And the first time I seen them I'll never forget it. This is when I used to be a sneakerhead. And I've been out the game for a long time. But they had these brown and pink low cut 8s. They was some of the worst Jordans I ever seen. And I didn't think they were real when I seen them, and they were, and I was disappointed. Those things was terrible.
Brown leather, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, you ever seen those Jordans they're a cross between the 6s and the 7s?
Yes.
It's so weird. I thought those were fake because the lines on the side of the 7s, I always liked those. I was like, all right, cool, little 2 colorways. Then I seen the cross between the 2 was like as if they mighty morphed into some other shit, and it's like 7 different of them. I said, "Yo, man, what the hell is this?"
They had the Spizz Ice. I didn't like those either. I don't know. Oh, he said he got more. You know what I'm saying? He gonna say you just got shoes sprinkled around your chair.
No, I got about like 40 pairs of shoes.
That's my man's, yo. He knows who he is.
Ricky got me beat though. You know what I'm saying? Them is the cleanest pair of Jordans.
Yeah, show us your Crocs. Show us your boot, Chase. The thing that's holding your foot.
Yo, I got a boot. I got a boot too. Hold on, wait.
I'm saying.
Hold on, wait. You know what I'm saying? Big medical boots. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Gang shit.
What's that? Crocs?
You know
what I'm saying? Gang.
That's next level.
Yo, Ricky, you said that?
You know what I'm saying? The big ass boot. Oh, you got yours?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Boot gang.
That's what I'm doing.
I got some shit better than that. Hold on. I couldn't afford Yeezys, so I got these hoes.
Yo, wait a minute. What is happening?
What did you just pull those?
You never seen those?
Man?
No.
They're like slippers. Like they're slippers. Man, I see it on the Instagram ad, and my brother got me for Christmas. Yo, I was like, yo, go look. Yo, like they're like oversized Jordans.
My camera went out of focus.
They're slippers, man. Yo. They fire, man.
Soft baby shoes, man.
Yo, remember, yo? It's crazy how they starting to overprice for the shoes. They ain't even got no swoosh. They ain't even got the boost in it.
Man.
You never seen those?
No, man. Look like your shoes got ran over.
That caught me off guard. I didn't know he was gonna show them.
Nah, they cool, man. They like, you know.
And you tell me I'm a big ass kid, and you got those.
I wear these around the crib.
I need
bro.
links.
I got to take out the trash 11s right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, your sandals. Your sandals are like you cut the top of Tim's and just left the bottom.
You go outside in your robe and get the mail or the Amazon package. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got no shirt on. You walk outside. You don't got the tie in your robe, so you holding your shirt because you don't want your taco meat out. And you got these on to get your Amazon packages. These is the moccasins. This is my house.
Oh, moccasins be hitting, yo.
They warm.
They really do.
I got about some new ones, though.
Yo, these are the I made bad decisions and now I can't pay my phone bill ones, yo.
I don't know how we got here. But yeah. So make sure y'all like the stream, man. We in here about to go crazy. So last week we had a short show and we had a lot of info that we had to basically push back until today. Where is let's start up top. All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get
we'll read all y'all donations and stuff in a minute. Shout out to everybody. The Google Stadia is now playable on iPhone and iPad.
Yeah, I saw that. I was confused.
Why you
making that face?
I ain't gonna lie. If it's like the Xbox app where we're able to play Game Pass on our phone,
it's not.
I don't know what it is then.
Neither do they.
I don't know. You can play Destiny 2 on that? 480p.
I was about to say the quality is gonna be something else.
So, the reason this is relevant is because I know y'all remember maybe like 2 months ago we had covered the story about how like one of the lead directors or creative directors or one of the lead guys of like Google Stadia had made comments that basically said that streamers and YouTube and content creators in general need to be paying license fees to game devs. And everybody in the industry said, we don't agree with him. We don't even know that guy. And then, it was a whole big, he just looked like an idiot. All the while he was using Jacksepticeye's image without his permission. And Jacksepticeye's like, really? You didn't pay me a license fee. You're using my image. Anyway, we already knew that Google Stadia wasn't going to work after, Xbox Game Pass and the xCloud and then the NVIDIA streaming service. And just Google Stadia's, their initial subscription and price model. You're basically making me pay a monthly fee, and then I still have to buy the games at $60 each. There's no reason for me to have this service. So between that, the bad press from your boy, and now, are y'all ready for the other part of this, which is funny, is Google Stadia is now shutting down the internal game studios.
Wait,
what?
What?
So studios that were working on games in-house are just done?
Yes.
But you know what? I'm not even gonna try to think about it too hard.
So
I'm gonna just get a headache.
If you're out there, get away from Google Stadia while you still can. If you are a poor, sad soul who put money in there. Me and Trey was on Google Stadia for a 2K video for 2K20. It was one of the worst experiences. The textures was so bad. It sometimes the frame rates and the resolution went down to like Bigo. It was bad. Get out of there, man. They're going to shut down. Google has a knack for abandoning projects. I have the Killed by Google website. If you want to see all the stuff that they've killed, this will be on there very soon. This is the beginning of the end. This is like Google Plus. So why I love Google Plus. You cried. I made that up. I threw that
J
out.
God likes Google Plus.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah, J God was on. He was in the. He was using the circles. You know what I'm saying?
Google circles, yo. Yeah, gaming groups.
He had the gaming groups. You know what I'm saying? So all of y'all people on Google Stadia, all two of y'all, get out.
Yeah, it's
all
not
right.
even worth it.
You remember Google changed that dude's position title to on his Twitter because he said that goofy shit?
He didn't had no position on there. It was kind of tough for him after that. Moving on. Do we want to talk about the AEW game?
Gotta fill me in on that. Let me see.
All right. So we have, let's be honest. The 2K wrestling game is doodle. 2K WWE Battlegrounds is doodle. It's doodle.
Keep going.
He's a doodle.
The game is doodle. Ever since 2K got the rights for the WWE games from THQ, it has not been good. 2K is not good at putting out WWE games.
2K14 was all right, in my opinion.
That was 2K14? No, that was WWE 14. That was still THQ.
Was it? I thought it was.
That was 2K?
I thought 14. I think 14 was the first 2K year.
No. So 14 crossed over and 2K bought it out, but it just released
right.
the WWE.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the developers, Ukes, they have gone on. They're the ones that have been working on the WWE wrestling games since like 99.
Mm-hmm.
They left during WWE 2K19 or 20. Well, I don't know which one. The games they're garbage. So anyway, they moved on and they're doing the AEW game. A lot of people didn't know what kind of, funding they would get if they would have all the resources they needed. From what it looks like on here, they're going to get full campaign, full multiplayer, create a wrestler. Now I know for a lot of people that's like the bare bones standard. But the good thing is, again, if you love the old wrestling games, the original developers of those games have been able to move on and maybe they'll be able to put out the product that they wanted. I don't know whose idea it was to turn the wrestling games into a simulation experience. That was not it. And we're not even gonna talk about that lag. That online lag.
I didn't mind the simulation experience in terms of like movements, body movements, but when it came down to the fighting and everything, that wrestling has always been dramatic. So why would you remove that aspect of not only just the game, but like from what that was everybody's thing.
Yeah.
And that it was, I didn't agree with that. One thing I'll point out between WWE 2K and EA's Fight Night. With AEW, I have a much more support and expectation of just willing to just like, okay, I'm gonna play it because of how low WWE 2K is, right? But it's fucked up because on the other side of Fight Night, the boxing game that keeps going around that everybody keeps showing me of all these crazy features, I have in my head, and it's a mental thing, this high expectation because it needs to match or be better than Fight Night. But yet with WWE 2K, it being so bad the last couple of years, I'm so up and so down for AEW, and even if it's not the total best, because we've been receiving such a poorly developed game. Doesn't that say a lot about like expectation with like the games that are about to come out? Because AEW, like, how does Fight Night still have a better projection of feel and just gameplay than WWE 2K20? Fight Night champion almost 10 to 12 years ago, and WWE 2K20. And then you got another boxing game that I think people are gonna blow it downhill if it doesn't hit that standard of Fight Night. But AEW looks like people are gonna just appreciate it off the strength that, you know, you got Ukes behind it and how bad WWE 2K is. So that says a lot. I think people are gonna support it.
Bob, you got anything?
Yeah, man. Wait, wasn't 2K20 the one that just didn't work?
Oh my god, bro! The whole character.
Do you remember the way people looked on there though?
Hey, yo, they was
had
all
me.
messed
I
up.
was on the game. They said I was a rock. They used me. They
Yo, that is crazy, man.
Yo, and yeah, 2K took over and it just ruined the whole thing, man. And I feel like they're trying too hard with like new features and stuff that they're forgetting to like flourish out some stuff. And that, I don't know, a lot of game devs do that. But if Ukes is on the AEW game and it feels like old like SmackDown versus Raw, nobody's gonna go back to WWE 2K. Because created really, like, it sounds bare bones, but create a character, people will just make The Rock or Stone Cold or whoever they want. So people are, especially kids, like, they're not really going to care. They have fun creating characters, and then they'll go on YouTube and look up, you know, how they look, how this, all that, where all the settings, and you got it. So if it feels like SmackDown versus Raw, it'll be fine. It'll do well. And AEW is really popular right now. So,
and if it does not,
then it just sucks. So, like, it just sucks.
Yeah,
because I'm not even expecting it to like, it's a weird thing. Like, somebody just said it above. Some guy, Dylan, just said it. He just said, why I mentioned the statement I just put out was that he said that esports boxing shouldn't be put up against Fight Night. But why not? Why not? Yeah. If they're trying to compete with a company who has not put out a boxing game. It's the same thing with AEW. We're trying to put it next to the only other wrestling game that's out there because we want to see a difference. Why not put it up against it?
You get in the ring, you have to compete.
Yep.
Period. They got in the ring, they have to compete. I mean,
the competition is always good.
Now, and my thing is, like, when you have the blueprint that somebody has already laid out, if you have the resources and the blueprint, you should be able to put out a good, cohesive product. Well, what we get is people have blueprint and resources, and they put out garbage. Literally. That's why this is why we're so critical of MMOs or MMO style games, that like MMO style shooters, because Destiny has already given you guys the blueprint. Destiny, with the first expansion. So not being able to follow that lead and use their standards, I don't understand how you can't do that. You already have it in front of you. That's my issue.
So I'm looking to see Ukes doesn't only have their design crew with like the faces and just have all that has all that tech. I heard something else, like engine wise too, that they have all the previous wrestling engines. So they're looking into seeing what worked and what didn't work, how to cater to that audience that still misses those. Because what I never got from the WWE 2K series was highlight moments. I never got those dope highlight moments. Like, I could have reversed you all the time, and I know games change, but like when you reverse all the time, you got that dramatic feel. Like, that was what SmackDown versus Raw was. That's what Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth, No Mercy, like all those highlight moments. It was so realistically, and to be honest with you, it was more bot-like. You move like a robot. not even realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like you move more like a robot, and you just never got that feel. So I'm, whichever comes out first. And another thing too, I know everyone here has an attention span that's much more different than how it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We went through so many different games that when we hear a new company's making a game now, we often don't have the patience to see what would their next project be 5 years later, because we need that shit to be perfect now. So I'm already understanding that. Like, who knows if the next, matter of fact, when Fortnite came out, Fortnite was so bare bones with their whatever that creator thing that they had first, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they dropped Battle Royale. When that game came out, where are we at? 4 years later, 3-4 years later, and the game has flourished to so many different heights, right? So I think, like, even though the game is going to come out bare bones, or a company is going to drop a game to try to compete with another one, we can't compare it to the success. But you got to give it the same kind of like opportunity. Now, if it's ass at jump, that's where, you just missed your mark, and you put out a bad product. But you have to put them. They're stepping up, and they're saying, "Hey, look, we're gonna be this game." They got to step into the ring with it, man.
Go ahead, also, I'm down for like a new wrestling company to enter the ring, because like I don't know if y'all remember back on N64. WCW Nitro had a wrestling game.
Yeah.
And it was fire. So like
I had that.
Yep, I had it too. So like the more wrestling, I would like to see a new Japan one too. The more wrestling companies we get, I think it's for the better. And it'll make, because honestly I think 2K is getting a little lazy because they have dominance over the market to where they don't really have to try anymore.
Honestly, no, you go and I'll go after you.
The other thing real quick, like, people say, well, you can't compare this to that because they have more money over here. But that doesn't stop people from comparing shows on, ABC to shows on HBO. Like, when the budgets are clearly different between the two. Like, why is it different with games when if the focus is budget and it's not fair to compare the two, then you have to look at, it's like looking at a movie that comes out straight to TV versus the theaters. People will still be like, yo, that movie was trash. I mean, that's not my problem as a consumer. It is not my problem to understand what you have to go through for the product that I've purchased. That's not my issue. And I think gamers have started to make it their problem, when it comes to like what the devs are dealing with. Like, that has nothing to do with you, and we can't really help the devs because of the industry standards that are in place. So unless people really want to go in and deal directly with the corporate people and try to help the devs have a better experience, then you're not being helpful. You're just telling me to have low expectations for a game just because they don't have money. That's really sad. That's a sad way to look at it.
And it is, because a lot of indie games are so great and they have low budgets.
I mean,
it goes, what else it goes on to? So it goes beyond the idea that when I see like 2K, we can, there's a sense of what they know their market's hitting with money and profits. Cool. I don't want to get into that. But we also see where they're funding most of their games, and it's the 2Ks. Just like you don't see funding on NBA Live with EA. They're not funding the dev team who's making that game. I don't believe WWE 2K was given the proper funds to really maximize what that game can possibly be, which doesn't make sense because you have 20 to 25 years of wrestling games with success. So I don't understand what was the lack of that. That always happens. Another thing too is I never want to count out anymore when a new dev team comes into place, because everybody gets it twisted. Just because it says Santa Monica Studios doesn't necessarily mean that when they get new dev teams that the name is going to put out a good product. You got some new teams that come around, and you got devs from the Modern Warfare community who came in, who used to make the game, making Titanfall, and that game was excellent, just except the bot situation I wasn't a fan of, and that game was literally made by the team who made Modern Warfare 2. So it's like, I don't like counting out new studios, because sometimes these new studios are brought together by guys who worked on Fight Night and guys who worked on WWE. So it's that title, man. It's that name, and you just don't want to give it the opportunity to see where the game is going to go from here. That's why I'm just like, listen, if there's ever a new football game going to come out, we don't know if Rick Dickerson is gonna fucking be behind that. We don't know who's gonna be behind some of these games. Everybody's just looking at the name and because it has a lower budget. But shit, that's how most studios start out, anyways.
Well, sports games are tricky.
Yeah, they're very tricky.
Because when you got sports, you're dealing with licenses. You're dealing with like, engines and physics and all kind of stuff that needs to be basically on par with the real experience. You don't have to do that with other kinds of games. Basically, like, the sky's kind of the limit for what you can and can't do and the right way to do things. When
the games have realism. They have to be set in some sort of realism.
Right. Sports games,
even if they're arcade,
you're confined to realism unless you say, hey, this is a straight up arcade. So people are going to judge it off that. It is what it is. You know that before you start the project. Now, what I've noticed is a lot of devs are starting to go indie, or they're starting to go with special relationships with Microsoft and Sony and whoever, so that they can maintain creative control. Because ultimately what it comes down to is they want to have creative control and they want to make sure they have adequate resources to do whatever it is they're doing. If they could get that, then you might get, a Destiny situation, because Activision had those guys for a couple years and now they don't. That is probably the best case scenario, when you get very experienced devs who get a good contract to work on a project for one of the big boys, and then eventually, they're able to basically control it and they do things on their own terms, and they have to honor the resources that were in the contract. That's what we need. But again, we don't get that. And if you've talked to developers, you will know that a lot of these people are very frustrated with their jobs, just like a lot of people, because they have such big ideas, dreams, and ambitions, and they want to provide stuff to the fans, and they cannot do it because somebody is telling them, we need you to put this game out. It's February 10th.
Very
we need this out
talented
next
people.
week.
Very talented people, man.
So, and then on the sports side, we already know they have like a 7-month development cycle.
Which I know what's crazy that you just said?
Insane.
What?
You know what you just said that's very interesting? These licenses really ruin a lot of potential for like people to just go out there, because the way things work nowadays, that's why I have a real appreciation for like people who create the Gods of Wars and the Horizon Zero Dawns and just go real mythical and just a whole different direction with games. Because sports games, they're always going to be, it's almost like they're like held behind bars, because when you hear sports, you got $1 billion investors that are willing to lock money behind the company. Madden can be horrible, but investors look at it like, dude, y'all got licensed to real players.
That's
real licenses. They're gonna buy the game because there's real players, and that's how they see their mindset, and it's always gonna be locked behind that. But shout out to that dono, man. I see you.
Big $100 dono.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
you, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my guys, Bug and Reborn. Thank you, guys.
Shout out to y'all. Thank you.
Shout out to K-Dot.
My
they
guy.
was trolling the hell out of K-Dot in the Discord the other day. Let me tell you what this dude said. He said, Eve bit the apple, and that's why we in this mess. They said, all right, man, get him out.
that was after he sold the first time.
He was going crazy in there. Shout out to Jalen. Thank you, Jalen. Are you going to play Red Dead Revolver anytime soon? I could. Right now, I'm trying to get through Vice City Stories, man. So possibly. There's just so many good classic games that.
What up, my guy Juice?
Kind of hard to get through all of them. What up, Juice Man?
Thanks, you're a Messi.
Shout out to Marcus. About to go to campus. Had to catch one stream before I leave.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Brady doing it crazy. Hey, man. I mean, I don't know. Look, you don't have to be a fan, because I was never a fan, but I always recognize when somebody is great at what they do. I don't know what else that guy needs to do for people to stop saying he's not good. I mean, whatever. Anyway, I didn't want to get into it because I don't want to I don't want to gaslight the comment section with a good discussion about Tom Brady when we talk about video games. But
can I ask you a question, dude? Who is this man in the background?
That's the dude from the trailer we're gonna watch in about 15 minutes.
All right, cool. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, yo, who the brother in the background? Are you sure he ain't gonna claim our vid?
Yo.
He do got that face.
Yeah, he got that. He got that. Like, yo, this podcast be making money.
No,
Like,
no, this is from the Epic Games trailer. We're gonna look at that.
Yeah, them eyes read.
You got him all over. Like, I see the other gameplays. He playing a lot of different games in that background, man. Fair use, yo.
Oh, you talking about the guy out here?
The white dude that's doing walkthroughs on them games, man. In the background, bro.
Oh, wait,
Who
the
is
banner
that brother
behind me?
No, my God, the gameplay
I think that was
playing.
IGN. It was IGN, bro.
No.
Oh, all right.
IGN.
Sure, man. We getting hit with all these claims. I need to make sure brother knows what's fair use, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Antonio Chamberlain. Thank you. Hope it's all is well. Been with you for 7 years. Appreciate it.
Who's the guest? This is Savad, man. One of the OGs in here, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Savad, the crouch walk guy.
Yo, don't leave me alone, man.
You know
I'm trying. I'm trying to get better.
Yeah.
Flip gonna get me right, man. Okay.
Nocte
Or
Ronin.
you just gonna roast me.
Yeah. Wow, one of these times I'm gonna go live with your stream as I watch you.
Oh, I was. Oh no. No.
Ghost Runner. It's like Mirror's Edge. I played it, the demo. Yeah, they had me do the same thing over and over, brother. That was a demo.
That not like Mirror's Edge.
Game. I appreciate you though, bro.
That was the full game.
Thank y'all for doing this most weeks. The military separated me from my wife and child. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Thank you.
I'm sorry, bro.
That, man.
Thank you, brother, man.
Appreciate it, man. For real. Thank you. I was not supposed to carry you, Kyle. I told you I was trash.
I
have several friends that have been back and forth through, the military. I mean, I got Afghanistan, Iraq, all that stuff. So, I know how it is. Mr. Fantastic, how you feel about Brady doing it again? I mean, you seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing performance, man.
Amazing career.
Ain't no arguments.
And he's 43. I mean, I don't know what else you ain't never seen that from a 43-year-old player in football. Orange Powerlifting, my God, thank you, bro. Shout out to Zuffy as well. DG, is there a playlist where I can come back to watch the old streams? I need to make one. So I can keep the stuff in order. But yeah, I'll get that together. Shout out to my guy, No Chill Will. Thank you, bro. Political, Demon Souls or else. No, man.
Yo, why he trying to line you up like that?
He keep trying to make me play Demon Souls, man.
No, didn't I try to get you to play Dark Souls 3? It was a hassle though, trying to get the multiplayer.
We was like, I'll never forget. You was like, yo, are you Embered? I'm like, what is he talking about? Am I Embered? And I was like, no, somebody killed me. I need you to be Embered. I don't know what that means.
Embered like a join, dog.
Giant Undead? No, I didn't go 24 and 42. I think that was Jewbug. I went 22 and 30.
Yo, I can tell you what, there's no privacy in the Discord. Anything you do will be used against you.
Yo, Political got my first game. I had like a .40.
Yeah, it was pretty A's, man. Shout out to
that's our KDs at the end of the match.
I just started, man. I just got the game last week. You
don't even play with us, so I don't want to hear you.
I don't play. Y'all don't hit me up no more, no.
We asked him to play the game yesterday, and he said, "Nah, I don't play COD. Y'all only play like 5 matches."
You was playing the game all the time. I didn't play the game for 2 months. I when it came out, I did not play it. I had the game for 2 months and then play it. I finally start playing, and you ain't play with me. I'm tired of you. Shout out to Marcus for the $10 donation. Thank you. Shout out to Trey for the $2.99. I'm going to hold
on.
What?
No. Hold on.
What, man?
I don't know how the state of the game is right now. Hopefully it's fun. But when I first got the game and me, Flip, and everybody was whipping ass, and I'm just like, Daniel Chase, come on. You was like, hold on, I got 4 games to do walkthroughs on. I can't play right now. I'm like, yo, come on, get on the game. You take it mad long.
Why did you see that face?
And now you want to get on the game when the shit is dog shit?
You know what it was, though? I was playing 2K next gen. And you know how
you got nerve. Nah, you got nerve.
Listen, bro. Got finished.
You play Wreck instead of playing COD with me.
I don't even like 2K except for franchise.
You play with Carter.
I know, but listen. Wreck. When I first get on a new multiplayer game, I grind the hell out of the game for like almost a month before I play the next one. So I was playing 2K bro. I got Gym Rat. I played 100. Dude, I played 170 my career games in like 3 weeks on next gen. And on last gen, I played like 70. So I could get Gym Rat so we could play Park and Rec and all that. I did all that in the game's garbage. But I'm just saying, As soon as I finally decided to come on over, you decided that you don't want to mess with me no more. And I'm
I don't
starting to
want to
feel
mess
it.
with you
It's
no more. That sounds
manipulative.
ridiculous.
And
That
I
sounds
feel like you
ridiculous.
did it on purpose, beloved.
No, it's not that. You know, I don't wake up and get hit up and calling me beloved is crazy. All right, man. All right, no problem, man. I don't get hit up like I used to.
Nah, man,
You know
I
what
ain't gonna lie,
I'm
you a busy dude, man. You work like 80 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? You got all these collabs going on. Ricky called me the one day. He said, "Man, can't do the podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got some other prior engagements." I said, "Ooh, you know what I'm saying?"
Yo,
And then I just sat in my room.
No, you didn't.
And I
Chase
realized
sound like a proud.
You went and played
proud
COD.
father right
I
now.
wasn't even playing COD yet. I went and played
You know, I don't hit me with
Cyberpunk.
the play COD,
And then
man.
Cyberpunk played me.
Okay.
So what you saying, Ricky, is you running with us this weekend? Facts.
Yeah, if somebody actually hits me the fuck up.
You know
Somebody
what I'm
got my
saying?
number. I do got
You
a
a hard-
number and don't hit me up now. Crazy.
All right, man.
Ooh.
All right, it's trailer break. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta use the facilities.
Fuck.
We'll be right back.
The darkness crowds the edges of this system. The hive serves it. You'll fall to one, if not the other. I propose an alliance. With my army and your light, the Cabal will crush the hive. Bow.
No. Empress Keitel has emerged as the new face of their empire and demanded I pledge loyalty to her.
This tank is like a living thing. She breathes, she moves, and she will spit out your bones. Sharpen my gilded knife and see you both on the battlefield. There's no light here.
When we back?
All right.
Oh, okay.
Destiny, the Chosen One, the season. Wait, the season of the Chosen. Excuse me. I don't know if it's Destiny players. Do you guys play it?
No, wish I got back into it though, but I need a full squad for that.
I don't.
I don't know. Destiny.
I missed the raids, bro.
Ain't nothing like a good raid though. And no game. There's nothing you can do in game.
Yeah, raids. The Destiny raids are fantastic. I cannot lie.
Oh, actually, this is your.
That's
game, not IGN.
Especially when you play on like the hardest difficulty, it's so rewarding with your homies.
Yeah, man, I miss a good raid, bro.
What about them? You know what I'm saying? Them Avengers raids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
don't kick me.
You got to pay to have a raid there. I swear to God, dude in that background look like he ready to copyright claim you, dude.
You said the Avengers video game raid.
Like the raids
in
Marvel. We're gonna talk to you about this after the show's over. I just slobbered again,
bro. I don't even own that game. Don't.
Yo, your camera got mad blurry for a second, right, Chase? Like your quality got so blurry. You backed away. You kind of look like Bryson Tiller, and you came back, and now you look like Chase again. You look like Kelvin.
You said that?
Yeah, for a second he looked like Bryce. It was like he turned his face to like the side and shit. I was like, oh shit, Taylor. And then he came back. Now he looked like Kelvin.
All right, man. Damn you. All right, moving on. I don't know who's old enough. I don't know how many people are old enough to remember Tenchu Stealth Assassins, one of the greatest games from back in PS1.
Tenchu's amazing.
The creator wants to make a new game for the PS5, not necessarily a Tenchu, because Tenchu is actually owned by From Software. These are the Sekiro devs. Very great studio, put out quality product. And one thing, I really like is that, they're going to put out games to their own standards for difficulty and everything like that. I know people were asking for an easy mode. And if they put an easy mode into one of those games, it has no effect on me. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I don't really care, but there's a really hardcore side of the fan base that does not want easy mode or normal mode added into the Souls-like experience. I get it. I understand both points.
Wait, but why don't you want to add it in? For me, because
why don't he?
Well, I was talking about like Ricky, because Ricky plays Souls. What I'm saying is like you would play on hard anyway, so why don't you want the easy mode added?
I think, and again, like if it were to happen, it doesn't affect me because I know I'm gonna play it on the hardest. But there's a real traditional thing that we've lost. Like that as like growing up playing certain games, we don't have games that frustrate us like a Kingdom Hearts 2 boss. So we don't have games that frustrate us sort of like playing like the Lion King game, like where we would not be able to finish this 2-hour game and we'll just break our controller. We don't have games like that. We don't have games like the Crash Bandicoots like we used to, except for the new one that just came out that really frustrates you.
We're going to get to that.
Right. Yeah. But one thing I respect so much, and OG Ninja Turtles, one thing I respect so much is that the devs, you're making a game risking catering to a certain audience, but with the belief that, this is how we construct our game. When you start adding difficulty, I feel like it's not just a tradition, which I could appreciate. You start messing mechanically with how people respond. Having one set difficulty, you already know there's not going to be chances of any kind of bugs and issues because you're colliding a Ghost Recon. Fair. Yeah, Ghost Recon, where you get to choose if you want to go into a mission, easy, hard, normal, really hard. And you're just like, dude, I feel like we're playing against like these botted dudes and there's no actual emphasis, like there's no depth put into these characters. When you play a Souls game, I got my ass whooped for like 15 hours before I beat my first boss. And then ever since then, I just beat every Souls game from there, beat Demon Souls and was busting all these games. Like that's how I was brought into it. But if if Dark Souls had 3 or 4 difficulties, right? I think the AI response to bosses, we would have a more lackluster experience. I feel like they would probably hinder or probably mess with how they kind of react. That's what makes them more unique. You know what
I appreciate that.
Chase just missed all this heat. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's all good.
I see where you're coming from. For me, like when I think of difficulties, I think of the first people I think about is people who don't like have the skill set. And I'm saying the people that don't want to learn. I'm talking about, certain people with certain disabilities, with vision issues and stuff. So they want to enjoy the game, but they can't. That's why I always like difficulty settings. But I think you made a very good point. Because, in a lot of games, when you go to different difficulties, you see the AI react a lot differently. And there's bugs within that, and it's kind of crazy. So, yeah.
What I was Chase, basically what I initiated, what my whole thing is, when we play these games that brought us from like years ago when we played them, there was like this level of like skill, and you have to play like 50 times just to get past this boss. The shit pissed you off. Some parts, You know what I'm saying? And you just get frustrated. I'm gonna come back to this game. Let me go eat something. But then later on, we started noticing this. Yeah, we started noticing something. They added difficulty settings to games that we've never thought would have any of that because that's not what we was brought up on. And all of a sudden, it's not just the tradition and the respect of it. That's one side. Screw that. Now you're messing with how the enemy types react, and then when you jump into a mission on the hardest difficulty, we still got lackluster animations, mechanics, responses, and we just get the Ubisoft experience where you put it on the most highest difficulty, they still react the same, just their damage counters is at 1,000.
Well,
I don't want that experience.
Yeah,
That's not difficulty.
That's my problem.
You just making me do less damage and take more damage. That is the lowest level of very hard. There needs to be other things. The AI needs to be smarter. The AI needs to react differently in certain situations. Maybe you get less resources if there's a game where you need to craft things. Maybe certain game mechanics aren't available to you. Maybe you lose your radar. Maybe if you're playing a certain game, you have like this thing that you can't use. That is how you scale difficulty, not the other way. That shit is whack.
And I'll give a good example. My bad. So good example. I would appreciate it more. You know, the devs look into it, and that's why I do have a found like appreciation for games that just there's one set. That's it. You jump in, you kind of know this is gonna be some shit. I'm gonna jump into this. You're gonna have a fun experience. The reward factor in Dark Souls, everything you unlock, you go to some hidden bosses, you really kind of equipped all your gear. You understand what's gonna happen when you die and some of the repercussions, all that good stuff. But like, you remember when The Last of Us re-released their grounded mode? If Dark Souls, I touched it and I let that shit go. But I ain't gonna lie. If Dark Souls and they ever want to re-release the games after you already have this level of like your game being the way it was, and then want to re-release it with like an update saying, hey, now this is for the players, but later on, you know what, I'm gonna say okay, because I feel like y'all worked on this main project here, and it's what I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna get that Ubisoft experience, bro. I really don't like games like that, and it takes me away from immersion. I don't know about you guys, but Dark Souls be having me immersed because I know
you gotta be.
My immersion be crazy.
You're frustrated, and you feel like the game definitely is like they be cheesing you, but you know that is doable, and that's what keeps you on the game, knowing like, yo, I'm gonna get him. Like, because what happens, the Dark Souls experience or the Souls experience, you keep getting like really close, and like you learn, you know, every few attempts you learn something new, you notice stuff, and eventually, you know, you figure it out. And then sometimes after you beat the boss, you're like, damn, it wasn't easy,
that hard,
but it wasn't that hard like I thought it was. Like, because there's just a lot of, you know what I mean, there's just games like that kind of keep you, you know, it gives you that feeling of, yo, I was able to finally do this. These other games, like, you know, I'm playing Assassin's Creed on very hard. It's not hard. Less damage, they do more damage. It's not hard, and y'all know I'm a cheese ball anyway, so I'm always going to figure out how to cheese the game, because when you play on these difficulties, they do it to you. So I'm always going to find a workaround. Now, getting back to the conversation about adding an easy mode to certain games, again, like Cuphead had an easy mode, but what they did on Cuphead is that's like what you use to test the level out. You cannot progress to the game until you beat the game on the normal difficulty for that individual level. So
some older games are like that too, like Sub-Zero, MK Mythologies.
That game is cheese.
If you play easy mode, you can only get up to a certain point, and then you have to play you have to restart the game on normal and then progress.
Yeah, like
that game hard.
To your point about people with disabilities, like
that's
I never looked at it that way, and going forward, I will. Outside of those people, my only concern is when you have a game that does well, but it's not crazy, we're selling, you know, 15, 20 million copies. A lot of the times it'll keep its core like foundation. What'll happen though, unfortunately, is if they start to put an easy mode in some of these games, I'm not saying Souls, just in general, you know, while it'll be good, right? Because more people will come over. I think what they'll do is the corporate greed will start to set in, and they're going to see, oh, we now, instead of having, because, you know, Dark Souls was probably good at one point for, you know, a 2 to 3 million player fan base, which is solid. But now when the game is easier, or you have another mode and more people jump in, maybe you're at 9 million people now. So it's like, first of all, we made all this extra money. Now let's start putting microtransactions in this hub. I always get concerned that when the game gets too popular, and this is not the gamer's fault, I'm just saying, this is like an industry thing. When a game gets too popular is when they start doing this bullshit with the microtransactions. And there's a game that we're going to talk about here in a little bit where that's literally what happens. The game is it does very well, great experience, Everybody starts playing it. Boom, microtransactions out the ass, bro. Where now you can spend more after the game than you did on the game.
There's 2 points. There's 2 points before we get onto that one. So one, what drew me to have a real distaste for like these difficulty things, because I'm one who complains there's times I don't beat the games that I've played. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Neo beat the shit out of me. I ain't beat Neo. Neo beat my ass and I got right off. Like,
Neo different.
I didn't beat
Neo did things to me. Neo did things to me. I don't like what it did to me. Like, it hurt me. But when stealth games got severely hindered with just this lackluster AI, and then they called it, like, just because you went from easy, normal, and hard, and then all of a sudden you're on easy mode, it really exposed the lack of how much they put work into AI and movements and really figuring out if there was somebody there. Then Chase puts me on to Snake Eater on Metal Gear, and I realized the AI on there is vicious.
Yeah,
like they attack. They
don't
normal find you.
You played on
and
normal.
On normal.
Hard is different.
But that really told me, like, man, these games, like, I don't like you. It's all about immersion. My last point, The Last of Us 2. Do you understand how controversial that game is because of everything they did and just whatever? But then adding like 60 to 100 different customization options for your difficulty setting was one of the most idiotic thing. I don't. You know why?
Well,
because
it was what, accessibility? That's for handicapped players and stuff.
The handicap players
I thought it was dope.
No, the handicap players was beautiful. Where I noticed a lot of the fall was in the stealthing on there. I got people. I did a 24-hour stream on the game. I was getting past people not seeing me, and I was playing on the hardest difficulty. You know why? Because in one of the settings, you could literally remove AI seeing you.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally little settings.
Turn that on though.
Yeah,
turn that on or off. What you mean?
Who's going to turn that setting on? That, to me, that's no different than being able to enter cheat codes.
No, people turning it off.
What I'm saying, but who's gonna make it so that the AI can't see?
People who can't beat, people who have a hard time playing that game.
Yeah, but
like,
nobody believes those people. When they talk about games, you can tell they don't really do this.
But that goes back to my point. Like, you know, I feel like, yo, listen, man, like that took it to the extreme. I've never seen something like that done, where you really had difficulty settings for every little thing. You got so mad because there was barely any loot, but you want to play on hard, so you enable the mass loot difficulty while playing on very hard.
Isn't that the idea? Shouldn't you be able to like play the game the way you want to at home and by your own standard?
Yeah, I'm down with being able to customize. I'm all down for
that. No, I'm not against that. That's where it comes into this conversation of, I feel like, damn, there's games that I've played that I grew to love, that I feel like, damn, that I could see where these devs got lazy with AI. You know what I'm saying? Where it affected it. I know The Last of Us 2 is not always going to be the best example because that game was excellent gameplay wise. But we've gotten a lot of bad games.
No, you're right.
But there's a mix though.
That's the one thing that, in my opinion, that has not progressed in the games over the last 2006, 15 years. I don't think, maybe over the last, I would say 15 years. Well, let's say 12 years. Over the last 12 years, I don't think that the AI in the games has progressed, especially in games that have a system based around sneaking, stealth, and there's a lot of games that are not basically stealth games, but they have stealth elements. Cyberpunk, plenty of stealth elements. You could choose to play the stealth route if you want. There's Far Cry, and there's plenty of other games. There's not too many games where you have to play like that these days. But even then, like, we've gotten better load times. We've gotten bigger maps. We've gotten more content being able to be added, to one disc. We've gotten all these things, but I think the AI has not improved. You look at, and I hate, we're not going to spend too much time on this, but like Cyberpunk does not have good AI on their game. A lot of the Ubisoft games do not have good AI. The last one we always reference the Splinter Cell, but we're talking 2013, so it's been years, almost I mean, 2 years from now, it'd be 10 years before you had a Splinter Cell. There's just, even like Uncharted's AI is ass. These guys are not very smart. I really am looking to see a hardcore stealth game that comes out that people really get into, where like, you know, you go into like an area, there's like 10 guards, right? So you start picking them off. But in most of the games, the guards never realize that the other guards are gone. How?
They don't.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I was fighting, and like 2 of my soldiers are still standing next to me while I'm getting my ass whooped by other warriors. And I'm just like, it comes down to a point where, you know, the AI today should not be the same as the AI on PS2.
But it's worse in a lot of cases.
It's worse, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because they think people are going to quit. Because the idea, and that's why I like the Souls experience. And I'm not saying I play all the Souls games because I don't. I like the idea that they have the experience that defies what the industry says, that if a game is too hard, people are going to quit. After the success of Sekiro, and then the excitement for Elden Ring, which was voted most the game people was looking forward to the most. After seeing
most anticipated and stuff.
Yeah, most anticipated. Thank you. Like after seeing that literally defies the rest of the industry. So like there is this thing that people think that if the game's too hard, people are going to quit. There are people that do that. There are people that say, I work really hard, 40 hours a week. I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent, I'm an aunt, I'm an uncle. You know, I don't want to come home and be frustrated by a video game. I understand those people. And that's why they play tons of other games that are available to them. You know, they'll hop on, you know, Animal Crossing or they'll play, you know, any number of games. But, you know, the AI on all these games, like not realizing that the entire squadron has been basically eliminated is ridiculous. Especially when the focal point of the game is the AI. Now, I don't want them to always know, but there needs to be a system in place where there's a line between them not knowing anything and knowing too much. And I don't think we really got that there with the newer games over the last 10 years. So
yeah, I agree. My favorite voice line from the AI is when you shoot somebody and somebody goes, huh?
Yeah, that's
and then
funny.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's like, what? It's like you heard me shoot. You see your bro dead. Like,
who was that?
You're not gonna do nothing about it.
Guess it was no one. And they walk back. Then you don't turn around like all your homies is out of here. Cause you know, them guards probably hate their job. They probably complaining. They probably radio in like, man, what time you get off? I'm off at 3. You don't realize the homie ain't radioed you in about 10 minutes. You ain't seen this dude.
And then you in the corner right in front of him, but he can't see you.
Metal Gear in 1996 or 7, when I played the demo, when I was little, and when you were walking in the snow, the guards would see footprints and know that there was somebody here. What are these footprints? Get from behind there. Get from behind.
Metal Gear's AI was so ahead of its time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, when you said get from behind that, I thought you was like talking about the AI, and then I didn't realize.
No, talking to the cat. He's behind my PC. But Hitman has better AI than most stealth games. But Hitman has not progressed in other ways. Unfortunately, they put out the same game 3 times. 3 times in a row. Now, I am one who says that, you know, if enough time passes, you'll get the itch to play a game that you always play, even if it's very similar. But I didn't say for them to do that. I didn't say for them to give me a game where I can't tell if this is Hitman 1, 2, or 3. I never said they should do that. You can't tell. They
can't tell. It looks the same. It's always the thing is, it's even worse that there's no cutscenes to really immerse you to understand that. Yeah, even though we're going into a ship and another party, but like there's no cutscenes to the point where at least I can understand and kind of immerse myself like that. So without that being there, I'm immediately thinking I'm playing the other 2 Hitmans, and I'm just like, man, what the hell happened?
You can't tell. How does this happen? Like you got picked up by Warner Brothers. All right, let's
that shit hurts.
Xbox fans, Hellblade fans, y'all know there's a new Hellblade being worked on. It was one of basically the launch trailers for when the new Xbox got announced. So that's still in the works, and that was made by Ninja Theory. They're also working on the game called Mara, if I'm saying that correctly. So they're working on 2 games, which is good. I do like to see, you know, studios, if they have enough people to work on, you know, more than one game, because I think what happened last gen is the studios we really really got tied into one project, and it seems like we didn't get a lot. It's either we got too many games from somebody or not enough games. So like you have your Ubisoft, which would give you, you know, 37 AAA games a year, and then you have Rockstar that gives you 1, you know, and you have Santa Monica. They gave us 1. Was it 1? Did we get 1 game from them? God of War? Who? Santa Monica. Is this God of War?
I think so.
That's it?
Yeah, God of War. Just God of War.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. But I mentioned Santa Monica, by the way. They have 2 projects that they're working on. One of them is obviously God of War, but they have a second unannounced project as well, which is good, because when you see studios that have talent, obviously you want them to do the games you love, but you also want to see them be able to put out some new games, like, you know, brand new IPs or whatever, and, you know, just to see if they're able to, if they basically only struck gold with their franchise that you're used to, or, you know, they really have the talent to make other stuff. One of the prime examples of this is Insomniac is a great.
I was just about to say that,
bro. They have a lot of versatility. They could give you Sunset Overdrive, Ratchet and Clank, and then they could turn around and give you the Spider-Man game. Like, you know,
Infamous too.
Infamous. No, that's Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. My bad.
Those two
Sucker Punch
seem really similar. And when I remember this was like 3 years ago when we announced that there was a PlayStation Spider-Man exclusive. Well, it was a rumor, and it was going to be made by Sucker Punch at the time, and it ended up being Insomniac instead. So we got Ninja Theory and Santa Monica Studios both working on multiple franchises, which is good. All right, let's talk about this Warner Brothers shit. All right, so I don't know if people know. I don't know how many people in the chat have played Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War, and if you have not played those games, I highly recommend those 2 games. You could get them for the low. Start with Shadow of Mordor. Fantastic game. That Nemesis system is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Fire.
It is good.
Great. You have to play the game to know what I'm talking about. But to know that you're not to know that you're not the only person leveling up, and that the enemies are leveling up with you, and when they kill you, they get XP, and then they get killed by their own friends and people. It's like,
it's so in depth.
It's really fire, and then you can recruit these people, and you have war chiefs and all this other stuff in the second game. Not only that, but being able to fly dragons over a battlefield and set people on fire is just something that you can't really get everywhere.
And then the fighting mechanics are so good.
Yeah,
like
it was solid, great game. Microtransactions were removed. I wouldn't have told y'all to buy the game when they had them in there like that. So Warner Brothers are the people who put out, you know, the Batmans, the Mortal Kombats, games like that. Now, I hate the live service video game model, because you have things like Destiny, which is you know, kind of the model for how you're supposed to do it, even though they had their setbacks. You know, you have games like that, and then you have Anthem, which is going to eventually abandon its roadmap and pretty much give up on the game. You like, when you have a live service game, you buy the game with basically the idea that there's going to be continuous support, that they're going to give you little pieces of content to keep you on the game. You're not going to get a full game at launch. That's the thing about live service games, is you're not going to get a full product at launch, but over time it will become everything you want it to be. Supposedly, our model has worked and failed numerous times. The Avengers game is an example of a live service model. I hate that model. The industry loves it. The model's garbage. Because
game's so trash.
They did that game. They did that game so wrong.
It could have been so great.
So Warner Brothers is saying they're saying that they're going to have a heavy focus on live service, and that's not the kind of news that I would like to hear. And a lot of this stuff in games that, like, I feel like it's supposed to be positive ends up being negative, because of the stigma that is attached to stuff like live service.
Mortal Kombat Injustice is fucked.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. How's a live service supposed to work with a fighting game?
I don't know how they're going to do
because
it.
they're gonna drop a battle pass.
And they're already doing that with the combat. Yeah, with the combat pack.
They're gonna add a live service with the story.
They had 3,000.
They did that. They combat pack 2. They sold part of it was new characters. You got 3 new characters, and you got the second half of the story.
They had $3,000 worth of costumes that you could have bought on Mortal Kombat. On Steam.
Technically, you can earn. It's better now, but when the game first came out, you couldn't get the costumes that you wanted. So technically, to buy everything in the game, it was like $3,000.
And
it's so good to have a cheat engine.
No, well, I mean, there's ways around it. Like you can sim through a lot of the matches and stuff. It just
or you could pay $7 a month for cheat happens.
Live service.
That's true.
Like look at the Avengers game. Like I think remember there was a whole thing about Spider-Man supposed to come out in March. Who give a fuck now about Spider-Man?
There was a whole plan for DLC. I think Hawkeye was supposed to came out and all that.
Yeah, that's the when the fan base has already left, your live service model is no good. It is no good. People are not here anymore. So now you're going to have to abandon this because you're not going to get the revenue that you're looking for and start the next project. Like
it'd be different if you could like make your own superhero. You had your own custom abilities and you leveled them up and then you took them into raids and stuff.
It could have got us 2 voice actors, 1 male, 1 female.
Just like what Cyberpunk did. Mm-hmm. And that would have made more sense. I don't care about leveling up Iron Man and going to play him with other superheroes. It's Iron Man. Like, I don't care about that. I just want to beat the main story, get out of here.
Legends, and I'll play X-Men Legends. And then,
X-Men
you do this
fire.
Yeah, and then you just do this like open world superhero game, you know what I'm saying? Like, which uses the foundation of Marvel characters while we create our own and we enter raids.
It's a modern day DC universe. My thing is the outfits on Marvel Avengers was garbage. Like pretty much what me, Ricky, and Savard had on are costumes that you had to pay for.
They're ridiculous.
I had Savard's hoodie in the game.
I wanted to do a series with Chase in them, and I couldn't even fulfill that because that game is just terrible.
And it had 1,000 bugs in one patch. 1,000.
Yeah.
That's another thing about live service games. It's the bugs.
Let me tell you how bad this is. Who would not want to play a Marvel game?
None of us know.
And the bad part is, it's like Marvel games are usually not that bad.
The idea is that but the idea is like Injustice, Warner Brothers got Injustice. So we get all these characters from DC and everything, right? We're playing a fighting game using some of our characters there that we enjoy. Then we're like, wait, there's a Marvel game coming out. Like, how you ruin a game that just the name alone is gonna get our eyes. I'm like, oh shit, it's Marvel. And then you release this just bundle of trash behind a paywall. And I'm like, yo, you can't even make me like, how does Fortnite manage to get me on that game to play when Thanos came in there, but you can't get me to play a full-fledged dedicated Marvel game?
The crazy part is when the trailer first came out, a lot of people were like, this game's gonna be trash.
Well,
a lot of people did diss it.
Most people said that. And when I finally played the first 2 hours, I said, yo, this game, it was the first 2 hours was amazing because it had fully rendered cutscenes. I understood the story. Like, it was great. But then after that, again, they started making me play domination with Marvel characters and sit on flags.
Yeah, that was
a
strange decision.
I'm not interested. That's not. And then, like, who would want to be the Hulk? The Hulk was the worst character to use on the game.
The Hulk trash.
It's just, I don't know. Let's move on. Warner Brothers live service. Whatever, man. Resident Evil 4 is getting a partial.
I don't even know what to make of that.
It's getting so the Resident Evil 4 remake that we already seen was announced is now getting a partial development reboot because of internal disagreement.
Okay, I kind of want to know what the disagreement is. It's like what's going on there?
Well, some people want to stick with the original Resident Evil 4 format, but some people want to try to go with the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake kind of thing. So there's disagreements on the direction that they want to go to.
I'm going to say this. There are so many diehard Resident Evil 4 fans. Resident Evil 4 is probably the most popular game in the series. I think going away from that model is not a good idea. Because people want to jump in and they want to play the game that they had fun playing as a kid. That's my opinion. But
I'm going to be honest with you. Resident Evil 4. That's the shit that released on every platform, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
That shit came out on the Stadia, the Steam machine.
Yeah, that's true.
On the Atari machine.
There's no need for a remake.
On the new KFC console. The shit came out on my TV, my phone, GameCube. I nearly had a different woman every time I had a Resident Evil 4 game. I'm sick of that fucking game. I remember it as a kid, and I remember every single thing about that shit now. Put that game to fucking rest, Capcom. You better put that money you made and start making some new shit. Because I swear to God, yo, if you release that game and you have asset, you release that game on the fucking Wii U. You need to stop playing, yo. You release the shit on the 3DS. Stop releasing that shit, yo. It's to the point where I'm gonna call that shit trash, yo. Stop releasing that game, man. That's the internal disagreements.
Yeah.
Because you keep releasing it. You keep dropping it, yo.
It's been a remaster for every console.
Bro, You're right. Like, this is our Mount Rushmore of games that they need to just like leave it alone.
Son, leave it alone,
Resident
yo. You drop
4,
that game everywhere, yo.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
I hate this. I hate to do this. Skyrim.
Skyrim.
What's number
Skyrim
4?
Is everything.
What's the fourth game that they just keep doing this shit?
What's another one?
The Elder Scrolls 6, man. Like we had Skyrim about 8 times.
Bro, there's another game. I know there's another game.
That might only be them 3. I can't lie.
I want to say Madden on purpose because I seen a Madden 19 banner in my Madden 21 game, yo. And I don't know if there was some disagreements.
He used to say Madden 18.
Oh, you know, like the shit had backbreaker engine one day, and I said, yo, I thought that shit was like 7 years ago. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Skyrim and all these games are beloved games, beloved franchise games.
Yeah, but
at this point, like it's like, yo, leave it alone. Yo, you dropped it on every platform. Make it accessible digitally on these consoles, man. You're trying to I love a good reboot because why? The last 2, even though I don't agree with 3, the way they did 3, I don't agree with how they did Resident Evil 3 reboot. The whole remastered, but like you're doing it with 4, and now there's like disagreements with it. You have brought that game. I don't know what's worse between that or GTA. It's so crazy. I'm not even thinking about Skyrim. But Skyrim as well was included because I just seen a trailer that they're dropping that shit on the PS5. Who asked for it? Who? Because I didn't. I ain't asked for that game. I'm asking to jump in your game. I've asked to climb in your game. I ain't asked for Skyrim.
Another thing about it is like...
I never played Skyrim, by the way.
It's an amazing game.
Hundreds of hours. But no, another thing about it is like I don't want them to do what they did with the Resident Evil 3 remake. For those who don't know, there's about like 4 to 7 hours of content cut out of the remake.
Let's be honest, like 40% of the game is gutted. 40% of the game is gutted.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous how much you just jump from one point to the other. And they sold y'all that. And then added the multiplayer was good though. It's just the online. Hold on, let me explain myself. The idea of it was good.
Yo.
Yeah, hold on. The idea of it is good. I like how it played out. It's just the network was trash. The net code was trash because it connected the mastermind. It connects everybody to the mastermind. So basically, the mastermind has host advantage. And if he's in China, you got to deal with that.
Yo, son.
Playing that on PC is hilarious because every mastermind is in China.
Yo, let me just. I don't even how. Yo, son, you dropping Resident Evil 4. All right, you bring out Marvel Alliance of,
and only put it on the Switch,
and then you put it on the Switch. Who asked for that? Who asked for that game on the Switch, yo?
Yeah, I was upset at that.
You dropped Street Fighter 5
now,
17 years in a row. You got Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 5 Gold Edition, Platinum Edition, Street Fighter 5 High-Use Shoryuken Edition, fucking 2020 Ultra Combo Edition. You got 15 different editions.
Well, I would say in the fighting game market, it's a little bit different. And the reason why I say that is for a competitive scene, because if someone really likes a game, you don't want to keep bringing out a new game. Also, they're still profiting from it. Like if you look at Tekken 7 right now, Tekken 7 has made a profit each year. It's gotten more popular, actually. You get more Evo competitors each year.
Yo, but they drop a new Street Fighter, right? Like it's a new game charging you 60 though.
No, they don't charge you 60. They do charge you 40, which is still too much. But
and then if you want the extra fucking character who might get nerfed, that comes with that bundle.
Yeah.
Yo, they be bugging.
Street Fighter is definitely the worst when it comes to fighting games, and Mortal Kombat is getting there too. Mortal Kombat is so expensive.
Mortal Kombat is ridiculous, yo. And then they add Joel from The Last of Us on there, and then they want to charge me another $70. Like, yo, what y'all doing? Like,
yeah, the combat, because my problem with the combat packs is before, like in Mortal Kombat X, you could buy the skins and the characters separate. But the reason why the combat packs be like $40 is because I'm sorry. Because you got to pay for all the skins that happen for the next like 6 months, and then you pay for characters. And I was like, $40 for DLC?
Yo, it gets ridiculous. I know Street Fighter is one of the most popular fighting games out there, but like when it comes down to re-releasing your game so much, I think they've gone very ridiculous with the additions of their game.
They've been doing that since too, though.
Well, yeah, and you also got to think with Street Fighter 5 was trash on release. A lot of people didn't like the game, so they're trying to rebrand it and re-release it.
They didn't have online multiplayer maps. I remember that.
They didn't have a story mode. I don't think
they didn't have.
Did they have trainer mode?
No, they didn't.
They did not. I forgot. They didn't have story.
They didn't have a story mode, yo.
There was training mode was messed up too.
How many characters did they have at launch? They didn't have all of them either.
No, I mean that's like with most fighting games though. Like most fighting games, you start with like 15 to 20 characters, and then unless it's Tekken you always got like 30. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to rebrand it and repackage it to entice new players to come along, because everything was wrong with Street Fighter 5 that could. The netcode, training mode, story mode, online, everything was
and they put
trash.
That out. They put it out anyway.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, I think Street Fighter 5 was originally supposed to come out like 2018, and it came out 2016. I might have that wrong, but I do think it came out earlier than it was supposed to.
Wait,
well, definitely.
Wait, no,
it didn't have a story mode.
Wait, hold on, Street. Let me see this.
I'm trying to think of the original release date.
2016 it came out.
No, I'm talking about the projected release date that it originally had it. But I could be wrong. But
yo, I ain't gonna say his name. He's a great brother, yo. I remember when that game came out, he was like, yo, what's going on, son? Yo, this game is awesome. Graphics, yo. This game is great. Oh, man. I get a hold of the game because I listened to him, yo. Son, I ain't gonna lie, yo. He sold me, bro. I bought this game. I realized that I had a cut, like not even a cutscene. It was like a slideshow. I couldn't play online. Then I'm like yelling at my friend, like, yo, son, invite me. He's like, yo, we can't invite each other. And then he was still making videos for them. And y'all know who I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? When I said Crash Bandicoot got 4K HD graphics, when you add thing in it, like he said, yo, that game was one of the best online games. Yo, there wasn't even no online, yo. He said that had great online. There was no online, yo.
Yeah,
it had no online, yo. You said the game had phenomenal online, yo. There was no online, yo. 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 There was no online, yo. I was at Comic-Con for that. I was online for that, yo. There was no online, yo. Yo, son.
Yo,
I was sold a dream,
can
man.
you stop?
Hi, man.
Yo, shout out to Peacemaker, Q3 and ADR. Thank you, bro. Thank you, guys. Let's react to the Black Myth, the Wukong trailer.
Please say Wu-Tang.
Hey man, same shit.
Facts.
All right,
Watch
so
it.
let's go to here. All right, Black Myth Wukong. Oh
Wait,
that's not.
that's the game that's not
bro.
coming out, right?
Yo,
That's the right one?
No, man, that ain't it, G.
This is the old one. I got the old trailer. No, this is the new one.
All right, yo. All right, let me hear.
Hold on.
I'm gonna listen to it from your stream. Mute us.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they gotta hear us, man.
I just lower my. Let me lower my audio.
No, don't lower nothing. Just pull up the stream here. Go to the thing and we're gonna push. We're gonna do play on 3 like we do you know what I mean, on your shit.
All right, let me see.
I need the link. I give you a link.
What? Yeah, give me a link.
No, I got it.
All right. Put it in the chat so I ain't gotta change the boxes.
Motherfucker,
Shout,
I'm on the other computer.
Big shout out to the 1,000 viewers with the black screen. We about to get it. This is Black Myth Wukong trailer number 2. I haven't watched this yet. I know the trailer's short. The first trailer we did a reaction on Ricky's Twitch a couple months ago, and then they ended up putting them on Billy, and you know,
orange chicken.
They called Ricky Orange Chicken on the Asian website, bro.
Yo,
they thought I was yum, yo. Crazy.
All right, man. All right, are we ready?
hold on, loading up.
And we'll do it on 3.
All right.
They love me long time over there.
Whoa. Okay,
my
we're gonna do it on go. 1, 2, 3, go.
You click that shit hard as fuck. I heard the slap on that bitch.
You heard it?
Ooh.
This is only 2 minutes this time.
3 minutes on my shit. You mean 3?
2 minutes, 33 seconds.
I'm not gonna lie, this low key looks like a Mortal Kombat trailer.
My thing says 3 whole minutes.
Let me see what.
Mine says 3 too.
So you got, hold on. All right. Yeah, this is 3 minutes and 1 second. I'm tripping. My bad.
They said the audio, Chase.
There's no audio?
Oh, you sold, yo.
Ain't got no audio? Start it up. What about now? Hold on. All right, we on 3.
You want me to do the countdown?
I ain't got no. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. My bad, chat.
All right, this sound.
Call me ghetto.
Game look good.
Crazy. I can't even watch it with sound. I can watch it without sound.
That's so ghetto. Oh, this game look good. What the hell?
I want to see the fighting again. This is.
You gotta hear it.
This first trailer, I swear to God, in my personal opinion, my humble opinion, was one of the best 5 video game trailers I had ever seen in my life.
Oh, for sure.
I was really impressed. Everything was free, fluid, movement, graphics were good, it had particles, destruction, it had all of that. Look at this shit.
Yo, look at that, yo. What the?
Like, look at that,
Yo, this looked amazing.
Well, look at the skin. Like, look at how the skin pierce sound effects. You don't hear it because I know you, on your end, because you said you don't have sound. But Jesus.
Yeah.
This is the kind of game that I don't know how much people like care about the story as opposed to being able to play all the story games. looks like more of a more realistic thing right here.
Yeah.
This looks, like it's
Still look good.
no, it looks good. It's like when the sword hits them, like there's all the sparks. If this game delivers on what it looks like in the trailer, a lot of games. Because I don't even know if it's coming out.
No, it's definitely coming out, bro. It's definitely.
I hope it comes out.
What the hell?
Remember, he transformed into other.
Yo, them graphics looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I,
Like strong like bull.
this is.
oh.
All right, so
That was the quote from the game. It says it at the
all
end.
right, chat.
He almost timed you out in the poop center.
Matter of fact, we got 1,000 viewers. You know what I'm saying, go ahead and push our glasses up. Let me know, chat. Is that a W or is that an L? Do you need to see more, or are you excited for the possibility of it? Me, I don't get excited for trailers too often unless it's like a game that I didn't think I was going to get, or a game that hasn't come out in a long time. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when GTA 6 trailer come out, Bully 2, Sunset Overdrive 2, something like that, I'm gonna be excited just from seeing the title. But other than that, I don't get that excited. The only way Assassin's Creed, for example, can make me excited for a trailer is if it was like present day. If they did a present day Assassin's Creed that was closer, like similar to the new style, but more like the old style.
I'm surprised they haven't. But
Me too. They probably planned on doing it, and then the storyline fell apart after Desmond.
yeah.
And,
I want so with that game, the Wukong game, I wonder if they're gonna kind of do it like God of War, because Wukong is a Chinese god, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's
he might be
the Monkey King.
Yeah. So, or he's like, yeah. So, I wonder if they're gonna heavily incorporate that lore, or if they're gonna try to build a new story, straight from that. That's something interesting I want to see.
That was a good one. Like, yeah, that's like a God of War, but in Chinese folklore. Like,
if it's like God of War, like mechanically a little bit, it's gonna have way better boss fights than the last God of War game.
Oh, for sure.
We only had 2.5 boss fights on there, and we fought the same dude 3 times. Great game. One of my favorites.
Although I enjoyed those fighting that dude 3
I
times.
love the
He was
game.
entertaining. Yeah,
it was my game of the year, but this game is going to have cooler boss fights.
Did you fight the Valkyries?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, they whooped my ass, man. That ain't.
I fought one and never did again.
Like that.
I learned my lesson.
Last one, and I never made it. My ass whooped.
You reached the point of no return.
Let's look at the Metahuman trailer. This is Epic Games Metahuman trailer that we're going to show here. Uh-oh, wrong thing. Here. All right. This is. Here it is.
I am a metahuman, the next generation.
Oh, wait, we got to do 1, 2, 3
human.
play. Or 1, 2, 3 go.
Oh, I got a link.
I need a link. What's it called? What's it called?
It's called
Metahuman.
Epic Games Metahuman. Yeah, it's a very short video.
Is it the one with the white dude in the front cover?
I think the thumbnail is the white guy.
The first one?
No, it's with the black guy, or sorry, with the black woman. Excuse me.
So the second one. Okay, cool.
Okay, I see her. Let's go.
All right.
Let me know when.
Is it 1 minute?
Yeah, it's 1 minute.
1 minute.
All right. One. So you good?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Powered by Unreal Engine.
Ooh.
Metahumans are high-fidelity digital characters created by you, the user, on our new content creation platform, Metahuman
Look
Creator.
at those teeth.
I am fully rigged, ready for animation and motion capture, allowing you to work in context. With everything running live in Unreal Engine, my motion works seamlessly.
On other characters. I have 8 levels of detail and have been tested on a wide range of hardware platforms, from feature film to mobile.
Oh shit.
If you're interested in
Yo,
learning about my animation
this
rigs
is
or high-fidelity
ridiculous.
deformations, built on Control Rig, the new strand-based hair system via the Groom component, or how everything is tied together and animated in sequencer, then have a look under the hood in this project.
Okay, look at the
This
the lip
is
sync.
just
look
a
at the
glimpse of things to
eyebrows.
come.
Lip syncing. So what we have here, guys, is Epic Games 3D online for developers character creator. It basically helps them design 3D models and stuff. It's not online. It's a browser. Yeah, it's a browser based app. And you know, this is
For us. This is content creators.
well 3D content creation. I don't know who's going to be using this, but it's supposed to help them basically be able to create these things faster than they ever could in the past. And people need to remember, Epic Games, a lot of people know them for Fortnite, but you know, they have a lot more stuff going on in the industry with, you know, with their engines and things like that.
We call it what it is.
What?
The Chinese market, Tencent, is behind Epic, right?
They're behind everything you love.
Behind everything we love. And they're so advanced that I think the most brilliant thing they can possibly do for gaming is introduce something like this. Like them bringing, because you remember they're one of the few groups that start testing early, whether if it's for dolls, robots, all these things, and reality. To incorporate a kind of physics like that. So what? You put a webcam and you just allow it to scan yourself, and it scans your model into Unreal Engine.
No, they're creating these. Those are not people that have been scanned. They're creating people.
Yeah,
that is scary.
That's video games.
Yo,
scary and fire.
How realistic that look was crazy.
Can we be honest?
The mocapping.
We've seen this before. Quantic Dream, Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human. This is how their character models look.
If you look at,
they mocapped them. You said they're not going to be mocapped.
I don't think those. I don't know if those people were mocap, but they can design these from scratch.
So accurate.
And I brought up Quantic Dream. They're no longer. They're going back to being a multi-plat studio. So you know they've had tons of games that are only on Sony. Now they're working on a new game, and they're going to be multi-plat again. So they make really good games. And they've taken the story-based concept and the decision-based concept, and they've evolved it, you know, to a point where it's way more interactive than Telltale, which asks you, you know, a question and it doesn't really matter unless it's the last season of something. That's the only way they can make it matter as far as the way they do stuff. So anyway, I thought that was cool. We're gonna probably start seeing more stuff with this. Epic is really kind of doing a lot for the industry. We talked about their, you know, they do more for studios. They give them better cuts to put their games on the Epic Store versus Steam and all that kind of stuff. So you know, Epic, I'm not really mad. I am mad at what their Battle Pass has done to video games, but that's not really, you know, their fault.
I'm so tired of Battle Pass.
Well, Battle Pass is here to stay. It's never going away. It's too effective.
Yeah,
it's way too effective.
It is.
What else we got?
Yeah, I know you have to wrap it up soon.
Cool.
So Sony is looking at a class action lawsuit for controller drift for the PS5 controller. People are starting to experience controller drift. And I know, as hard as I am on controllers, because I know me, I'm very hard on controllers. This is something I learned about myself back in the PS3. I'm very, very hard on my controllers. I haven't experienced drift yet, but I know it's coming. I know people had that stick drift with the Nintendo Switch, and that's
right now.
Awful.
It's still
I got controller drift like a bitch right now.
On your PS5?
Hell yeah! They said it on stream. We was playing Dying Light, and then I connected my controller and I sat my controller down, like looking at a cutscene, like looking at them talk, and my camera angle was just
moving.
changing.
Yeah. So that's a flaw. PlayStation strikes again, doing what they do. Their controllers always have problems at the beginning. The PS3 controller was just pretty much buggy for the entirety of the life of the console. For me, every PS3 controller I ever had eventually started pushing buttons by itself. I play COD, my character will put down claymores by itself, shit like that. The PS4 controller, the analogs, at least in the first model, were terrible. They eventually they started like coming apart. The PS3 analogs, I'm sure everybody had a PS3 controller where the analog just came off on the right stick. And now we have stick drift. Good job, Sony.
So they're experiencing a lawsuit right now as we speak?
Well, there's possibly a class action lawsuit coming. I don't know who's going to be involved. You're going to win $7 for your controller, though, probably.
Yeah, I can't wait for that shit. The check to come in the mail. I want $7 just to go buy some milk.
Yeah.
Good. Sue them.
I'm so tired of new technology not working properly. And GameCube controllers, I'll tell you what, GameCube controllers lasted through everything. You can throw it up against the wall, it'd be fine.
Against the wall, that controller's ass, though.
It is, but I'm talking about the durability of it. PS2 controllers too.
Because ain't nobody use. I'm just joking. GameCube was one of the greatest consoles of all time.
GameCube
is the most underrated console of all time.
I think the most underrated for me is Dreamcast.
Well, Dreamcast, I love Dreamcast.
Dreamcast, that console is underrated, but there's a reason too. Their games were able to be modified through computers, through your PC. You was able to.
It has so many exclusives, dude.
Yeah, and then Dreamcast was the first. Wasn't Dreamcast the first 128-bit console?
I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? The tech
because 128-bit was GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. Dreamcast, I think, came out before all those.
PS2?
Yeah.
PS2 graphics is ass.
It is.
Well, no PS2 graphics is blurry. Straight through.
Yeah, the original Xbox and switching back to the PS2, you be like, man, these are two different games.
Like I'm on the emulators, I'm turning on hardware mode and all of that stuff, and the games look way better, but they don't look great. That software mode is what the real console looks like. Ew. Did we talk about Codemasters signing with EA?
Nobody cares.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
So you're not looking to play Need for Speed every year at nighttime? Okay.
Yeah, nobody cares about Grid. Keep going.
Oh man, not Grid.
Apex Legends coming to Nintendo Switch in March.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything to say on that. I mean, that's cool.
Well, this is stuff we could just do a run through.
That's true.
Did this? Oh, before we go, let me check. Oh, two things. We'll talk about Valheim next week. Guys, Crash Bandicoot is re-releasing for the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and where is it? And the Nintendo Switch next month.
What about PC, man?
Yeah, it's not coming for PC, and that's a bummer because that's where I wanted to play the game.
Wait, which Crash? Which Crash?
Oh no, there is a PC version coming later.
Yeah,
later in the year. I implore people, if you are a Crash fan, to buy the new Crash. Because the game sold 80% less than the trilogy. People did not buy the game. Crash 4 sold like 80% less than Crash 3 or Crash Insane Trilogy.
I'm gonna interrupt here real quick. Crash 4 is on Battle.net
right now.
Yeah, or I think so. I'm looking at it. Let me click on it. Hold on.
Pre-order or can you play it?
Oh, it's pre-purchase.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay, you good. Why the heck? Oh, it's Activision. But the game is phenomenal. It's the best Crash Bandicoot game ever made, in my humble opinion. It's not even up for debate for me. Usually, when like you play part 1 of something, it's the most memorable because it's your first time. I'm saying that 4 is better than all the other games. It's harder than all the other games. All the content's free, so you have to earn all the costumes and everything through challenges. The game is phenomenal. I don't know why people don't know this, but if you can, buy the game. It was not buggy. They did everything. They took
the game is so great.
They took the old Crash and modernized it without putting all the bullshit from modern day gaming in the game. You could play on classic mode if you want to set number of lives, or you could play on modern mode, which you can have checkpoints. You could play it the way you want. But, you can't, everything has to be earned. You can't put codes in or buy things to unlock these new costumes. You have to earn them by doing the challenges in the game. The game is phenomenal. Yeah, one of the best games of last year. Unfortunately, it flew under the radar because people didn't know. So get it. Plus, that studio that worked on Crash has been basically put on other projects. So there's a chance we'll never get another Crash or Tony Hawk. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. It's a possibility. The last thing, one of the most disappointing things, the Perfect Dark design director has already left the initiative. That's Microsoft's Quadruple A studio. I don't know what kind of impact this is going to have on the game. We don't have a release date. We just know that the game is something that's being worked on. It could be a couple years, it could be 2, it could be 3. We don't know. But the design director has left, so that's kind of a bummer. They have some really good industry people from other studios that are over there. I mean, they have the God of War lead producer and a Red Dead Redemption lead writer are over there working at that studio. So when they say, it's a lot of industry talent, they're serious about it. I just hope everything works out for that. That's tough though, Xbox, man. Y'all got to get right, bro.
Yo, look at High Def's comment.
What do you say?
Look,
Yo, High Def.
Here they go. Yeah. And I will say, we've seen it with The Last of Us 2. We've seen it with Ubisoft games. Somebody has informed me that there's only like 1 or 2 employees left from the original Assassin's Creed team.
That's ridiculous.
We've seen people leave BioWare. These are things that could be a huge concern, down the road. I don't know how much they are into the development of the game. But if lead writers leave, that is scary. And that's when you really start to have problems with some of the games. Also, Microsoft has created a new place to house ZeniMax and another studio. I can't remember who it was. The last thing, before we go, Ricky, this is going to excite you. When's the last time you played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, my brother?
Last time I played was a couple months ago when I got stuck in the fire because the fire was under my floor, and the AI was whipping my ass. And on stream, I told him I'm not playing this shit for a very long time. That's where I left off.
Okay.
What's up?
This is what I mean about somehow the games being worse than the predecessor and somehow making more money, and them taking that as a sign that this is the direction we're going to take our game. So most of the people that have played Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey will tell you that those 2 games are better than Valhalla. Not everybody, but I feel like most of the people I've talked to would say that. A lot of people that I've talked to love the first 2 games, Origin and Odyssey, and do not like Valhalla at all. I will tell you guys, Valhalla is entirely too long. Entirely too long. I don't have an attachment to the characters, which is very important when you're playing a story game. That you care about what happens to the character. There's only a couple of characters I cared about. One of the dudes got beasted. He was very charismatic, but he was a crazy person.
I know who you're talking about.
He was that guy. I wish he was the main character, and they could have did something and had him be the guy. Because
they did a lot with him.
He was a
beast. He had so much character development.
Yes, great character development, and you just found out he's a lunatic. And I say all of that to say, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, if you have not played the newer style RPG style Assassin's Creed games, I implore you to play Odyssey and Origins. Start with Origins and play Odyssey. Wait to get Valhalla to see if you're even going to like it. But Valhalla is somehow worse than those other 2 games in almost every way. It's really disturbing when you have these things about your game where you take a break and you put out Origins, and I'm like, yo, this is the best Assassin's Creed game from a gameplay standpoint. As far as combat, a lot of the mechanics, I really enjoy Origins. And then Odyssey built on that with a loot system that I like. The map was overly big, but it had its strong points. I really love those 2 games. I really like Odyssey. And then you get Valhalla. It's a step back with the fighting. It's a step back with the loot. It's a step back with the equipment, the customization. The side missions are basically just a random mishmash of nonsense Origins and Odyssey had fully voice acted story arcs for some of the side quests that like you cared about side characters. Valhalla doesn't have that. Like there's a side mission of Valhalla, I'm not kidding, where like a guy is stuck in a room and there's like shit jars everywhere. There's poop everywhere. And he wants you to move all these things so he can get out of there without you destroying the poop. There's another mission where father is like drunk and he's not bathed in weeks and you have to push him into the pool.
Yo, that mission had me crying though.
Yeah, like it's, you know, that's what you get. And with all that being said, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has set an all-time record launch for the Assassin's Creed brand in revenue. Ubisoft was the #1 third-party publisher on the Switch in 2020. Rainbow Six reached 70 million players, which is good. And they're saying that they're the #1 publisher in unit sales across all platforms. So physical games, Ubisoft is selling the most games across all platforms. The thing about Assassin's Creed having the all-time record launch, that's for revenue, not for copies. They have a lot of microtransactions in the game for you to buy. All the cool stuff needs to be purchased. You don't get any cool outfits unless you buy them. So people have bought stuff. That's definitely what's contributing to them having an all-time launch. It's just a disappointment when I feel the weakest of the 3 new games somehow has the best launch.
Do you think that was supported by the fact that Valhalla was packaged with AMD CPUs?
No,
because that's how I got my copy.
No,
I think
of next-gen consoles.
I think it's people buying costumes and skins.
Oh,
that is the sole reason, in my opinion. I'm not in there. I don't do quarterly financial reviews for them. I'm not in the offices, but I think they constantly add new stuff to that store for you to buy. Literally, I've seen these dope ass outfits with glowing eyes, and you can change your horse to a wolf, and you can't earn that shit. And if you can, it's like a random generated thing. Like
technically you can, but it's not
right. They make it difficult to get that. So
you have to wait like 6 months to get the set you want.
Right. But people bought that. They're buying this shit. And then it was basically launched with the new consoles. So I think a lot more people were looking at the game. But I don't know what I want to see what the unit sales are. Let me see. Let's see. Valhalla sales. Let's see if we can find this before we go. It's just a bummer because, you know, this, you know, is going to have them continue to say, oh, people like to buy these things, which is fine. I don't care if people spend money, but I have 110 hours on the game and I can't earn something that somebody who has 10 minutes has.
Yep. Like and all the armor sets except for the one you get for beating the game are trash. Yeah, not as stat wise, but like looks wise, they're all pretty bad.
This had 1.7 digital copies worldwide at launch. So it sold better than Odyssey. Oh man, I don't know how this happens because you see conflicting reports. This report says on December 21st that the overall revenue was 23% higher than Odyssey, but the in-game revenue was down 62%.
Oh shit.
I don't know, man, but it's a bummer, bro, because people skip out on the best games and then they, you know.
Darian says games as a service was a mistake.
Oh yeah, the gas model. That's what they call it. That shit ruined video games, amongst other things. Shout out to what WWE is #1. Thank you very much. Shout out to Noxy. Can Dev stop announcing games too early? Seeing Project Athia working title on my PS5 is funny to me. I don't think that game is coming out anytime soon. Call me when games get past Uncanny Valley. Yes, I'm a graphics fiend. Yeah. So anyway, I think that might be it. Ricky, you gotta go. You got something that you need to do?
I need to go I got an appointment right now.
So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Shout out to my guy Savad. Thank you guys.
My guy.
Hopefully YouTube decides to send out notifications next week.
That shit was crazy, yo.
Shout out to Gaming Illuminati. I bought the exclusive hoodie like 3 months ago. And I was saving it. I mean, shout out to the boys over there.
Shout out to my guy.
Yeah, so got one of her hoodies. You know what I mean? I'll be trying to wear content creators hoodies. I'm gonna go pick up my grown woman gaming hoodie from the post office probably soon. So I'll probably wear, you know, one of their hoodies. And those ladies are trying to get I gotta, you know, matter of fact, we're gonna do a little promo for them next week whenever I go pick up the hoodie. So thank you guys for coming out.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, so peace.